This video is based on true events, adapted for storytelling purposes. Some details may be simplified for clarity. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe. A woman gave birth in a motel room and then put her newborn baby in 2 trash bags. She left him in a motel dumpster for more than 5 hours. Can you believe this? She wanted to get rid of her baby boy. And yes, she wanted to abandon him just like that. But why? Why would she do such a thing to her own child? We will answer all these questions in today's episode, so watch the video till the end. It was a cold winter day in the early hours of December 28th, 2003. A baby was found abandoned in a dumpster outside a Super 8 motel in Sycamore, Illinois. He had been wrapped up in 2 trash bags and left there for over 5 hours. But luckily, he survived. Now, this raises many questions. Who was this baby? Who did this to him and why? Let's find out. When officers arrived at the scene, they were stunned. They couldn't believe what they were looking at. Was it really a baby? Yes, it was a baby. The police officers were heartbroken to see the tiny baby abandoned in such a horrible way. What was this poor baby's crime? What did he do to deserve this kind of treatment from his own mother? After finding the baby, the police immediately rushed him to the hospital, where doctors worked quickly to stabilize him. It was clear that the baby had been left out in the cold for far too long. He was suffering from hypothermia, and his body temperature was dangerously low. Doctors feared that he might not survive. The race against time began, and everyone at the hospital held their breath, hoping for a miracle. As soon as the news broke out about the abandoned baby found in the dumpster, the whole town was shocked. People were wondering who could have done such a thing. As the investigation went deeper, they got more clues, enough to put together the pieces of the puzzle and finally find the heartless mother. But let's go back to the beginning. We need to understand how this nightmare started. The story takes us back to the day when the baby was born. His name is James. When James was born, he was a beautiful baby. His mother, Rose, couldn't help but marvel at his tiny fingers and toes and all the little details that made him so unique. In that moment, she felt an overwhelming sense of love and responsibility. But sadly, this feeling didn't last very long. After giving birth, Rosie suddenly felt scared and confused. She didn't feel the instant connection with James that she had imagined. Instead, she felt overwhelmed and uncertain about her ability to be a good mother. Her heart raced as she looked down at the baby in her arms and realized that she was unready for this huge responsibility. Panic surged through her and she knew she couldn't keep the baby. That's when the unthinkable happened. Rosie made a terrible decision. She put little James into a trash bag and then another one. She carefully tied the bags, trying to block out the sound of his cries. Her hands trembled as she walked out of the motel room, leaving the crying baby behind. She walked towards the dumpster and dropped the bag in it. Then she ran away without even turning back. But why did she do this? What made her abandon her own child in such a cruel way? To understand Rosie's actions, we need to look into her past. Rosie had a difficult childhood. Growing up, she had always felt unwanted. Her parents were so focused on their careers that they had no time for her. She grew up feeling neglected and lonely. As a result, when Rosie became pregnant, she didn't feel the excitement that everyone had told her she should feel. Instead, she felt scared and alone. No one understood her situation, and she didn't know how to cope with the overwhelming emotions that came with motherhood. On top of that, Rosie was struggling to make ends meet. She was living paycheck to paycheck and didn't know how she would be able to provide for a baby. As the day of the birth approached, her anxiety grew. She felt trapped and desperate, believing that she had no options. Unfortunately, nobody reached out to Rose when she needed it the most. If someone had shown her kindness and support during that time, maybe things could have turned out differently. But sadly, nobody did. Meanwhile, back at the motel, the baby was meowing loudly inside the trash bag. After 5 long hours, he was finally discovered. A witness had seen a woman matching Rosie's description, leaving the motel room and going towards the dumpster. With this new lead, the police were able to track her down. When they arrived at her house, they were shocked to find another baby there. It was James's twin sister, Mary. Rosie hadn't abandoned her, though. She had given her up for adoption, but only after ensuring that she would be adopted by a loving family. When the police asked Rosie why she'd abandoned James, she broke down. Tears streamed down her face as she explained everything to them. She admitted that she had struggled a lot, but said that she never wanted to hurt James. The police could see that Rosie genuinely loved Mary. She had made the right decision regarding her. But unfortunately, she had made the wrong choice with James. As the news of the abandoned baby spread, a local family stepped forward. They were willing to adopt James. They welcomed him into their family and showered him with all the love and care that he deserved. Today, James is a happy and healthy child. He doesn't know about the traumatic start to his life, thanks to the loving family he has now. Rosie, on the other hand, had to face the consequences of her actions. She was charged with child endangerment and neglect. However, after serving her jail sentence, she turned her life around. She worked hard to become a better person and eventually became a foster parent herself, helping other children who had gone through similar experiences as her. This story raises many important questions about the challenges that some mothers face. It reminds us that sometimes all a mother needs is support and understanding. If Rosie had received the help she needed, maybe she wouldn't have made such a terrible decision. It's a sad reality that even in today's society, many mothers feel alone and desperate, resorting to unthinkable measures like abandoning their babies. It's crucial for communities to come together and support mothers in need, ensuring that every child grows up knowing that they are loved and cared for. James's story had a happy ending, but that's not the case for all abandoned babies. Sadly, many don't get the chance to find loving families or even survive. We must remember that each child is a precious gift, deserving of all the love and care we can give them. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. You want to watch similar videos? You can watch the next video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.